So welcome to an Unpodly Hour. I'll be hosting this week. It's my turn. We've got Rob with us.
Hello.
You got James.
Yo.
And then we've got Ryan.
Hello.
Guys, I actually wanted to obviously, because it's my time to do the introduction, wanted to one-up you all as well. So I wanted to do a proper kind of introduction as well. So if you all can just kind of imagine war beats for me. Just imagine war beats. You're imagining them.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
In a world where cultures collide, a Scouser, a Welshman, and two Manx come together to discuss the mystical, the magical, and the downright mind-boggling topics in our world today. Oh, fuck. Oh, goddamn.
What the fuck was that?
That's class.
I couldn't hear it properly. Are you playing it off your phone?
I wasn't playing it off my phone, no.
Was that your real life speaking?
No, you already had that fucking pre-recorded.
Do you want it one more time?
Yeah.
Do it.
1 minute, a second.
In a world where cultures collide, a Scouser, a Welshman, and two Manx come together to discuss the mystical, the magical, and the downright mind-boggling topics in our world today.
That's amazing.
That's really good, that. That needs to be our intro.
So, what's been going on with everyone this week, though? Anyone done anything interesting?
My dog's fucked.
Just shouldn't laugh like.
What's going on with your dog, James?
Well, when my dog was younger, he used to be able to escape my house pretty easy. He used to be pretty slinky.
Is this the same dog that used to take itself for a walk with a ball on the back?
The one that used to and still continues to do so, yes. But he's not allowed out anymore because so basically he's been punctured.
Shall we just
like a tyre.
Shall we just pump him back up?
No, it doesn't work like that. Honestly, right, he's got a hole in his back, looks like a bullet hole.
What did you do to him?
It looks like he's been put in front of the firing squad. Nothing, he just got stabbed.
The streets of Stockport and get stabbed.
Yeah, my dog got stabbed. Mug for his collar. What? No, but honestly, I'll send you the picture later. But it's got a big hole in his back.
We shouldn't really be laughing at it. That's horrible. Who stabbed
him? Yeah. 1 second.
What's it?
Nah, I'm putting the picture in the chat.
Oh right, okay. But who stabbed him? Why has he been stabbed?
Well, basically, it was so behind my house is a big fence, it's a business over the back of my fence. There's fence I've got spikes at the top and spikes at the bottom. What my dog used to do, he'll jump over my fence and he'll crawl underneath the metal fence. But that was when he's a bit younger, a bit more agile. But what he does now, what he's done is he's tried to crawl underneath the metal one. He's got him on it, stabbed him. It was one step too far for the little guy.
No, tell me about him taking himself for a walk and now he's crawling under fences to get away.
Yeah, I know. So he got punctured. It's been punctured. It's been caught. Tell you what though, he was a right trooper though in the vet. Honestly, he was well sweet. He was.
I feel a little bit bad to laugh. We're laughing really.
Yeah, I mean, he got proper inspected, stuff shoved up his ass and everything. It was hard to watch. But the weird thing was about the whole thing, it was a little bit uncomfortable there. But as soon as the thermometer went up his arse, it looked like he was enjoying it. Like, he was like had a proper like sort of smile on his face and everything. It just seemed like this is something I enjoy. But yeah, so I mean, it's pretty upsetting. But I didn't want to start the second episode of the podcast on a sour note. But I mean, just wanted to put that out there. He's all right now. He's
Good.
He's got his antibiotics, antibiotics, and all that. So.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how it gets on. We'll keep you updated.
Thank you very much for that, James.
It's all right, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right.
I went and I saw it this week as well, which is a good film. I don't know if everyone's seen it yet.
I've seen the original. The original was good.
Yeah, this was good. It was quite funny. It was a bit. I wouldn't say it was scary. It was more kind of creepy and jumpy than scary. I did watch at night. So what happened was we went to the cinema about, I think it was about 8:30. So she was going on holiday the next day, so she was staying at her parents, and she's been going for 2 weeks. So I've got the house alone at the moment. I'm chilling in my underpants.
Where do you live again, Chris? Let everyone know. I'm joking.
But yeah, so we watched the film and we got back, and then I helped her pack all the stuff up. You know, I gave her a cuddle for 10 minutes and I dropped her off at her parents. And I wasn't expecting to see her for the next 2 weeks now. So I go to sleep, and obviously my girlfriend, she changed her hair color in other day, so it's usually like red, blue, or anything like that. And then about 5:30 in the morning, she's forgot something for her holiday, and she comes into the room, gives me a kiss on the cheek, and I twat her in the face because I think it's Pennywise.
Pennywise with multicoloured hair.
Exactly, it was because I wasn't expecting to see it. Honestly, I think it was the worst send off I've ever given someone ever. But it was because I was already dreaming about it.
Yeah, as you would, yeah.
And then I'm waking up and my girlfriend's got blue hair and she's right in my face. Gave her one of those open palmed punches in the face. So, yeah.
To be honest, it's one of them, innit, that I don't think you can be blamed.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because I mean, if it actually was Pennywise and you didn't punch in the face, then now
fucked.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was an instinctive reaction. Yeah. You know, in the novel, it's obviously based on a novel. After all the kids like destroy Pennywise, they have an orgy in the sewer.
What?
You can actually Google that. That's true.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Absolutely not true. Absolutely not false whatsoever. It's completely true. Absolutely fact. Well, after the kids all like do him in and that, the only way that they can really celebrate that is they don't throw a party or like do something what normal kids do. They think, oh, I don't know what we'll do. We'll climb down the sewer and have a gangbang.
Bit of jelly and ice cream. Nah, that's fine.
nah,
not for me.
Not that kind of jelly, anyway. But yeah, it was. So that's actually true.
He's not actually lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at it.
I've done my research. I know my
orgies.
And my orgies. I know my Stephen King and orgy related trivia.
What have you been up to, Rob, this week?
Do you know what? We're gonna have to cut the shit out of this because I haven't been up to much again.
We tell him every week. Right, Rob?
I'm still a little confused about this orgy thing because these kids are 15 years old.
Yeah.
The solution is right, here we go. So after defeating it, the kids get lost in the sewers tunnels on their way out. This is attributed in part to the fact that losing their connection to one another, the solution is to bind them together, which Beverly, the only girl in the story's main group of protagonists called the Losers, says can only happen if each of the boys have sex with her.
Yep. She basically hauls herself out in a sewer.
The sex is a consensual gangbang, with each of the boys losing his virginity and thus entering manhood through Beverly.
I told you. Didn't show that in the film, did it?
Has anyone else got anything on this week or done this week?
More hospital appointments, mate.
Jesus Christ.
As always.
You're falling apart, you Ryan.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Aren't you? You're like just falling apart piece by piece. I bet if they cut you open you up, they'd just be like.
Nah, do you know what I'm doing? I'm slowly building my bionic leg back up. Gonna be 7 times stronger than my other leg.
Come back more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Oh,
Exactly.
Trust me, mate.
Not the hero that Birkenhead deserves, but the hero that he needs right now. The man with the leg 7 times stronger than an average leg.
just tie me and I'll fucking fly kick someone.
I know, yeah. But that's literally all you can do. Nothing else. Anything that needs fly kicked, that's what they call upon you. They shine like a light like a signal into the sky, but it's just like a leg.
Yeah, I've just been.
And you just come running.
Ryan's a troubled superhero though. Every fucking night he has to go out and get legless.
Oh my god. Yeah, you can do better. You can do better. Would anyone, speaking of legs, would anyone have, say if you lost both your legs, gone.
Right.
Would you take Pistorius legs?
What's the other option?
No legs. No wheels. You know, like if a dog loses its back legs and they give it wheels. You must have seen that
a wheelchair, though, isn't it?
Rob, I know you've been on your 4th pizza this week, your 4th large pizza.
Yeah.
But is there anything else been going on?
I've been doing a bit of resurrection this week.
Resurrection?
Like, you've been bringing things back from the dead, have you?
I've been trying to bring my lovely house plant back to life.
Okay.
Now, what plant is it?
Please don't say it's a weed plant.
No, it's a massive lily, like a proper big lily plant.
Oh, what's its Latin name?
Lily.
What's its Welsh name?
Aurelius.
What's its Welsh name, Rob?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, just the same answer for everything. So how's the resurrection going?
Well, it was dead. It was proper dead to begin with. But I've given it a little bit of water, a little bit of food.
Have you cast a resurrection spell? Or?
And now it's changed from a black to a greener black.
Right.
Progress.
Was you
slow?
Was you feeding a pizza? Was you?
Yeah.
Did you feed pizza to the plant?
No, it's not like a Little Shop of Horrors. It's not coming down in the middle of the night. Feed me, Seymour.
Casting a Welsh spell while he's giving it ham and pineapple.
The Welsh wizard. Just casting spells, yeah. Well, that's interesting. It's definitely more interesting than the contribution last week. So
Jesus took a couple of days, so I'll give it a couple more. I'll see how it goes.
To be honest, another kind of thing that went on with me this week was when, because obviously we try and get this podcast done every week, or at least recorded every week. And obviously, James, you weren't able to do it last week, and I got dead emotional. I got dead emotional at a petrol station. Don't know why, just because I was really excited. Yeah, started filling up.
You were telling me about that, but I didn't actually know to what extent the depression was.
I
just imagine you sort of just breaking down.
I think it completely went over his head, didn't it?
No, because James was quite funny.
I've just got the joke right now because I was about to say it's quite ironic that you did it at a petrol station.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Listen, right. That's not my strong suit. That I don't like get onto them quickly. You have to give me a minute. You have to give me a couple of minutes. You really, really do. It's just not something that I've ever. It's not my forte.
Right, can we move on to the next section now?
Jesus Christ! In a rush, are we? Somewhere to be?
No, it's just that obviously you was moaning about you blabbling on, and all you're doing is blabbling on.
You're being on it there, Ryan.
Fucking shut up, man.
I'm seeing Ryan this fucking podcast.
Fuck you, James.
Yeah, man. Don't like a kipper.
Has everyone heard of the price of pies in Jamaica?
What?
No, I don't know, mate. How much is a price of a pie in Jamaica?
So a price of a pie in Jamaica, well, a cheese and onion is about 80p, but a meat and potato one's about £1.20. But if you take the short trip over to Barbados, like it gets a bit more expensive. So like a cheese and onion is about £2.50, and the meat and potato is about £3. Yeah, but that's just the pie rates of the Caribbean. So.
Oh my lord, Jesus Christ! Like, I thought it couldn't get worse. I thought it couldn't. I actually honestly thought. I thought from the last one. Well, at least that's over now. That's what I was thinking. At least that's over now. Crap jokes are out of the way. We can move on to something more substantial. But no, you dragged us back down again.
Yeah. So, have we all deleted where we were? No, off Facebook.
Yeah.
No, I can do another.
Yeah. So
I don't have Facebook.
That's fine. Yeah. So there's just because I do want to talk about work and kind of some feedback you got given, James. I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not.
But I don't particularly want to talk about it.
So I received an email at work, and it stated, "Could you please tell that idiot to stop coming over here? He's loud and obnoxious, and he thinks he owns the place, and he's distracting everyone from his work. And I don't know why he thinks the small gap between the desk and the window is a walkway because he keeps trampling over my fucking bag." So I just wanted to let you know about that. And what you think about that, James? To be honest.
Wait, is that serious?
Yeah.
That's fucking unbelievable.
You get sacked in the morning.
I'm absolutely like, that's devastating me, that. Because I always thought I was a little bit like suave and a bit, no, not suave, like, what's the word, graceful in the way that I move across the office. Like you don't hear me coming. But now I just feel like I'm a little bit like, oh, that's disappointing me, that, Chris. I'm not going to lie to you. Off air, are you going to tell me who it was?
No, I won't be doing that. I know, yeah, sorry, mate.
No, because you can't tell me. You can't just give me anonymous feedback.
I have to. He doesn't want to. If he doesn't want to discuss it with you, he doesn't want to discuss it with you. I've said to you.
I thought our work was an open business, and everyone was like, "Yeah, let's all be friends. We don't keep secrets here."
It's not a grievance.
I think you're actually generally upset, aren't you?
I just want to know who it is so I can explain to them in depth.
No, I can't do that, mate. But just be aware.
Trampling over the bag.
Yeah.
Don't put the bag in the middle of the floor then.
So there was another thing baffling me at work about you as well, James. So
Jesus Christ, is it just pick on James today?
I think it may.
Ryan's at it.
But,
Rob, do you want to go after this? Just I'll put you on the list, you know.
Yeah, I love Pop.
Yeah, thought you might.
He's the one who gave the fucking feedback, James.
I knew it.
No, but so we obviously work was they were wanting people to be filmed, and that kind of little bit of film or the recording was going out to the whole of every other site and things, and it was going to be watched by thousands of people. And I remember, my boss saying, "Please, can you only pick people who look like normal people and not from Stockport?" So my
I actually heard about this. This is true. This is actually true. I heard about this.
So my question is how did you get away with being filmed with that head?
Firstly, should we mention the word Stockport on this?
Yes.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's been many rumours, many myths surrounding my head over the years. And to the depth of which that you wouldn't even understand. So you are opening a very big can of worms right now, Chris, by going into this subject. The history of my head. Well, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people used to tell me that it looks like it's been grown out of the ground. Like a bit like a root vegetable. I mean, that's sort of always been sort of the general consensus about it. It's large and not not very dainty.
We'll have to have to show everyone a picture of it.
You know what they say about big heads?
I don't want to show my picture just yet. I may draw a picture and just put it on the
Illustrator.
like a criminal sketch of like someone who's one. I sort of want to keep myself a little bit more mysterious. I think that's a good look for me. Yeah. So, but I know where you're coming from. I was quite surprised when I got called up myself to be part of that. But at the end, I did a video, it got out, and everyone seems to be quite impressed with it. Apparently, people can see my name in lights in the future. So, do you know what? Who cares? Who cares?
It's not like that. How did you do that?
I just banged out in paint.
It's more. I mean,
it's not like that. It's not like that. It inverts. Right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on.
So today I want to talk about the biggest fakers. So today we're going to talk about the story of Carlos Kaiser.
Who's this Carlos Kaiser?
So
he's going to tell you, Ryan.
Ooh, I'm very intrigued.
So Carlos Kaiser is he's a former Brazilian footballer, and he's played in at least sort of 10 big teams in Brazil, but he's never actually played a match in his life. So since being sort of little, he's always wanted to be a footballer, but he's wanted to be a footballer without actually being or playing football at all.
He just wants the lifestyle.
Yeah, so he just wanted the lifestyle. So what he did was he became friends with all of the other big footballers in Brazil, so they could recommend him to other teams.
Yeah.
But what he would do is he'd take short contracts, claiming he wasn't match fit, that he wasn't ready to play yet. So he would train for a few months, and then he would just leave before he'd ever have to play a match. But when it sort of came about him actually playing a match, he would fake injuries so he wouldn't have to play, and he'd befriend loads of journalists to write fake news about him to say how good of a footballer he is, so he'd get loads of sort of interest and stuff like that. But he used to walk around in Brazil with this toy mobile phone. Now, people weren't using mobile phones at the time, so he'd go around pretending to speak English and be setting up transfer deals for himself so he could get to bigger clubs without having to do anything at all. But it was in about the 80s, he joined a French club. And it was when he went to the first training session, he was afraid he was going to get caught and they were going to find out he couldn't play football. So he literally turned up to the training session and he kicked all of the balls into the crowd and just ran around kissing the badge. So they thought he was sort of dedicated to the team.
Wow.
But he actually played for the club less than a year, but as soon as he left, one of his journalist friends wrote an article about him that said he'd been playing for the club for at least 8 seasons and he was their top goal scorer at the time. So he left France and he went back to Brazil, taking all the fame he'd racked up at the time. But he joined another big club there. But as soon as he joined, he faked another injury, so he couldn't play for the first few months. But one of the club's big sponsors were fed up of seeing him on the bench all the time because they paid the money for him. They wanted to see him finally do something. So they convinced the coach to finally put him in a match. So their team was down 2-0 at the time, and they wanted to put him in, so they sent Kaiser off to warm up side of the pitch. So while he was warming up on the side of the pitch, you could see that when some of the opposing fans were giving the team a bit of jip, so he jumped into the stands and started decking them, having a massive fucking punch up with them. So before he even got to the pitch, he was sent off fighting with the crowd. But when the match ended and the coach and the sponsor had a word with him, and they were like, why did you kick off like that? You were supposed to be playing. So he lied and said that the fans were calling him a thief. So they decided to extend his contract for another 6 months on top to stay at the club. So he played. He had a career span about 10 or 15 years, and he managed to go that entire time playing for all these clubs, and he never once actually played a game of football.
Wouldn't you think, though, if he had all that time, you'd actually practice to be good at football, wouldn't you?
He never learned to play football. Apparently, he was just shit at it.
What the fuck? Wow.
Did he never do a training session?
No, so every time he was going to go to a training session, as I said, he'd either fake that he had an injury or that he was just sort of generally warming up, or he'd just fuck about and kick balls and sort of talk to the fans and sign stuff without actually ever playing anything.
What the hell, man? I wish I could do that.
Possess.
Living a life there, I might do it. Where'd you sign up?
So yeah, that's the story of Carlos Kaiser, the world's greatest non-footballer.
Oh, I've heard one of them before. I'm not sure if it's him or it's someone else. Not too sure.
You have to find out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I was in Australia and I couldn't get a job, so I faked that I was a barista, so I could make like their good coffees.
Yeah.
And because they're absolutely mad for it over there, and they're dead pretentious. So if you can do patterns, you automatically get a job.
Yeah.
And I managed to get in there, and I managed for some reason through the induction not to make them a coffee, and then I was let go 2 days later because all the customers were complaining of this bang average fucking lukewarm, milky coffee that I was serving them. It's probably the amount I've ever faked to get a job. I didn't even did I get paid for it? I think I got about 40 Australian dollars for the 2 days I did, which is not a lot.
I done it to get a job at Vauxhall. I faked that I done engineering work at Unilever, and all I done at Unilever was pack bottles. And I faked that I done loads of engineering work for the machines, to make the actual soaps. And I got a job at Vauxhall's building cars. I was making engines, so if you buy a Vauxhall, watch out, because I might build your buddy engine.
you could have potentially murdered someone without even realising.
Sorry, Vauxhall. I made your engines. A good thing though, they were all sent to Europe, so they weren't in the UK.
Oh, that's all right. And
at least the British are fine.
Yeah. So we weren't actually Vauxhall. It was Opel, which is the European Vauxhall.
As part of this podcast, one of the segments that we are introducing at the moment is something Rob likes to speak about a lot. So he grew up in Wales. So I'd like to introduce Tales of the Countryside with Robert Madley.
He's eating pizza.
Hey, right, no, I'm not.
It sounded like you were eating pizza.
Well, I thought we already did this bit. I thought you were going to cut it in.
Okay, take two. So as part of this podcast, we're trying to introduce a segment. Obviously, Rob grew up in Wales as a young lad, and it's something he likes talking about. So I'd like to introduce Tales of the Countryside with Robert Madley.
Hang on, the pizza delivery goes around me. Hello. Oh, you're outside, you? Oh, no, I'll be done now.
At least we got a fucking blooper reel.
Yeah, I think we've got more blooper reel than anything else.
Lily, pizza's here.
What
He's
did you just
outside.
call it?
Tell her it in Welsh.
What?
You fucking get it! I've never spent any time with you!
Oh, hang on, I'll be in it. Hang on.
No way was that your voice.
Let's do that again.
I've never spent any time with you! Robert Joseph Madley, you get down these stairs if you open. I want my Hawaiian and my chicken kippers.
My mouth hurts.
That's going in the podcast.
Oh, that's funny.
As part of this podcast, one thing we are trying to introduce is something for Rob. Now, Rob grew up in the Welsh countryside. He's a Welsh boy by heart. So what I'd like to introduce now, Tales of the Countryside with Robert Madley.
Horffwn pizza hoedd, wan yw knoc a newydd, dip mawr yn ri, chroeswen I ni os gwelwch yma.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for that.
Cheers, Rob.
Join us next
It's okay.
Join us next time. Tales of the Countryside with Robert Madley.
That was it. Really appreciate that. Great stuff. Yeah.
My chicken peppers.
Right, so I just wanted to take a moment to bring up this week's instalment of my Strange Sports. This week we're going a little bit back in time,
Okay.
and I want to talk about the amazingly strange sport called goose pulling.
Please explain.
So, goose pulling was a pretty popular sport that originated in the 12th century, but was practiced all the way up until the 20th century, and is still actually done in a bit of a different way still today.
Okay, where is that?
It was, well, I'll explain that in a moment, but it was all started in a place called Grevenbitch in the Netherlands.
Right.
And I haven't actually explained what it is, have I? So basically, goose pulling is a sport where it actually involves fastening a live goose with a well-greased head to a rope or pole that's strapped like on a tree or something like that, with its neck hanging down. And the aim of the sport is for a man riding on horseback at full gallop would have to try and grab the neck and pull its head off.
What the?
Yeah, that's just gruesome.
Yeah, so I just thought it was quite interesting as to how someone would have thought as not just some sort of horror movie idea, but an actual competitive sport. So they have 3 goes to attempt to grab the sort of oiled, lubricated neck of the goose as they were riding past and try and rip its head off. And the first person to do it took the goose home for supper.
Wow.
It's still practiced today, but with a dead goose. So I mean, they have got a little bit more humane in recent years.
I don't even know what to say.
The funny thing is, they actually banned it for and then brought it back. They banned it because it was inhumane and thought,
You broke out there.
oh, there's a plane coming. But yeah, so I just thought it was quite interesting. I mean, it is a little bit of a there's not that much historical information about it, because it was only sort of practiced at the sort of deepest, darkest parts of Europe, where they must have literally had nothing else to do. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. It's sport, and it's something that I'm hoping could be reintroduced. Because I mean, like the sports we watch today, we watch over and over and over again. It's just sometimes get a bit repetitive, and I just think it might be something nice to break the mold a little bit.
Oh, fuck off, will ya? What's eating at Ryan today?
Well, where do I start? Where can I start? Do you know recently with all the kids and going back to college, going back to school? Yeah, I've been getting a bus to work, just mind my own business. And recently I've got a load of college kids on my bus going to college, right? What stands out with this is you might think, yeah, college kids getting the bus to school, but I just can't stand the hair. Right, there's a term I use back at home called cat wigs. I don't suppose you know what cat wigs are, any of you guys? Do you know what cat wigs is?
Please enlighten us. Please.
So cat wigs, right? We're going back some years, right? When a cat wig seam is out, right? Okay, I was at university and everyone decides to grow a cat wig, right? Okay, so what a cat wig is that, for example, poor guy, 16 to 18 years old, can't make a living for himself, so he's got to scrounge off his mum and dad, right? So what he gets is every Monday, say for example, every Monday he gets a tenner, go and get his haircut at the hairdressers, and yeah, he doesn't end up turning up to the hairdressers. he goes to his local dealer and buys some cat. So yeah, see what I mean? And then it ends up eventually this weeks go by, he's buying his cat, right? And he's not getting his fucking haircut. I don't know why he's not getting his fucking haircut, because he's grown into some stupid fucking super noodle. Right? So the term cat wig is because he's not getting his haircut, right? Buying cat, and he's getting a massive fucking curly head. Right. If I can show you, if you want to Google it, anyone who's listening to this wants to Google it, right? Cat wigs are the fucking bane of life. Whoever's got one needs to have the fucking head shaved, right? Okay, I'll cut your hair for fucking nothing, right? Nothing at all. Don't even give me your tenner. Go and buy some cat. I'll fucking shave it for nothing, mate. That cat wig on your fucking bounce needs to be shaved. Right, so moving back onto the bus with all these college kids, they all seem to have fucking cat wigs. Like, some of them have straight
Is it back?
hair. Yeah, it's back. This was back in Liverpool and Birkenhead. Now I'm in the fucking mountains. Even the mountain people got fucking cat wigs. I can't fucking get away from it no more. Like, how am I meant to get away from cat wigs? I got away 2 years later and it's fucking back. What do we do? So these cat wigs, yeah. So I've got me headphones in, listening away to me music, and all these cat wigs are just shouting and raving at each other, a big gang. I'm like, if I come up saying, "Hey, cat wigs, shut the fuck up." Well, I couldn't do it because all I was picturing in my head is shavers in my hand, and in my other hand I got a pair of scissors, and I felt like just like, do you have them visions sometimes?
Like just sort of draping a fucking sheet round the neck and start chopping away.
Do you know when you get them visualizations when you're quite angry and you just want to like punch someone in the face? Well, I had some scissors in one hand and a shaver in the other hand, and I felt like fucking shaving all their hair and chopping their hair off. So yeah, that's what eating at me this week.
I think yeah, you've got quite a good point there, Ryan. It's something that I don't think ever should have allowed to be returned. That should have died a long time ago.
It's fucking following me. That's what it is. The cat wig legacy is following me.
I can just imagine one day that you're not gonna be able to fight you any longer.
No, I can't, mate. I'm gonna have to go on like a massive excursion and just go and fucking chop everyone's cat wig off.
That's gonna be your mission life for your bionic leg.
That's
a bionic leg and a pair of scissors.
If I ever come in power, no cat wigs allowed.
I loved how you said back home, back where I'm from. You're half an hour down.
Going back to the old times where I'm from, in Birkenhead, where your socks get robbed.
Oh my fucking god! My poster has just fallen off, and it scared the shit out of me.
It's the Birkenhead sock robber.
Or Pennywise.
I found an article. What is a cat wig? The Liverpool Echo investigates. Oh, I've got to do this. After the news, a Liverpool barber launched a mission to eradicate cat wigs. We decided to find out the origin of the scraggy hairstyle. The term is often bandied about when referring to young lads with long curly hair. But what does that have to do with ketamine? ? While it doesn't appear in the Oxford Dictionary, the term cat wig does appear in a number of times in the urbandictionary.com, and it seems there are two trains of thought on the meaning. The first is the young lads sporting the do have spent all the money on ketamine instead of using it on their haircuts. An Urban Dictionary definition uploaded by user QWERTY reads: someone who hasn't had a haircut and instead has grown a disgusting mass of hair. The name comes from the idea that the money saved from not getting a haircut can be instead spent, in their view, wisely on ketamine. The other definition, which isn't backed up by Urban Dictionary, so basically isn't true, is that young lads use the cat wig to hide their drugs.
Just imagine like turning him upside down and like shaking. The drugs just start falling out.
The thing is, we've done 2 podcasts now, and all fucking Ryan speaks about these drugs.
True. I think that sets like a precedent there of what.
Just put it in your Kaylee bounce, mate. You please don't find it there.
Oh, that's funny.
That is the definition of the cat wig.
Oh God, Rob's gone.
He did not like that. He did not like what just happened.
Oh,
He did not like.
Fucking
He wasn't into that at all.
Was he
And
planning
what we
on? Was he planning on getting a cat wig?
I think so. I think that just by us sort of like ridiculing it there.
I think he's told his missus he doesn't want a cat wig now.
She's kicked off.
She's kicked off.
Nowhere to hide a cat. So that's the end of an Unpodly Hour this week. Thank you for listening. You can catch us on
Cat wig.
Right. I'm gonna get this time.
Nail it.
Yeah. That's the end of an Unpodly Hour this week. Thank you for listening. You can catch us at an Unpodly Hour on Twitter. Like and subscribe us on YouTube. And if you want us to speak about a certain topic that interests you, please contact us on anunpodlyhour@gmail.com. You can actually leave us feedback there as well if you need to. Anyway, bye guys. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.